What the fuck?
Co-op. Hello, Dead Company.
That's a good logo to see, though.
Well, it's bittersweet because you're always remembering what they used to be. Yes, we are playing Banjo-Tooie, or actually, Matt here is playing Banjo-Tooie because he's never played it for some reason.
Nope, because I procrastinate.
Because he's played the original Banjo-Kazooie and he loves it to death, like any good person should.
A lot.
So we're playing the Xbox 360 port of Banjo-Tooie, and I am going to backseat game him throughout the entire way. Like all the other famous YouTubers do. I'm pretty sure JonTron did that with Ego Raptor on Game Grumps when they did the first one.
I hit
Start.
the start button.
Yeah. So press start.
I'm trying.
Okay, you can just do the hard drive.
Hard drive.
Okay, you want play game,
I don't want leaderboards.
and you want, yeah, just start a new one. Because that first one's all mine where I got everything. So we're
It has
gonna
the stop and swap logo.
Yeah, because this is where in the 360 version they were finally able to really do stop and swap. You can find the eggs that are in Banjo-Tooie, and if you have the 360 version of Banjo-Kazooie downloaded to your system, you can use the eggs that you found in the Banjo-Kazooie and get like bonuses in Banjo-Tooie.
That's cool.
And if you have the Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts save file, which I do, and the Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts DLC save file, which I do, then you get bonuses. So here we have Mr. Klungo, who, this is clearly going to spoil the ending of Banjo-Kazooie, but if you haven't played it, then, you know, that's on you, because that's your mistake.
This game's like 10 years old, I think.
And it's an amazing game that everyone really loves. So he's trying to get the rock off of Gruntilda. Right here. Now I will make a note. Gruntilda is not the same as she used to be, and the most apparent change is she doesn't rhyme anymore.
Aw.
Which is weird because she rhymes in Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah, that is weird.
So
I don't really consider Nuts and Bolts canon, though.
Nuts and Bolts shouldn't have been a Banjo game. Everyone can understand that. I don't think anyone can, because I think the biggest problem with Nuts and Bolts that I thought was it tried so hard to remind people it's a Banjo game. It had all the characters. Banjo Land was an absolute troll level because it was a museum of all the Banjo memorabilia from the past. So it's like, hey, remember Clanker from Clanker's Cavern? Here he is, just in the museum. Remember all? And it's just so mean-spirited.
Yeah.
So they're at Spiral Mountain, as always.
Looks a little different.
Yeah, I mean, I personally feel Banjo-Tooie is a better game. That's my opinion. A lot of people disagree. I know Gerard the Completionist says that Banjo-Tooie is not the better game. But I think that when it comes to the puzzle design, when it comes to the world design, there's just so much more that I like in Banjo-Tooie. And the weird thing is, I actually played Banjo-Tooie before Banjo-Kazooie, which was, but even so, I still think that it's better. Oh, Bottles, you're in for a surprise. This is the best part, because you have no idea what's going to happen, but I know everything that's going to happen.
I don't know what's going on.
So you saw that giant drill thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of important. So they're going to...
one of us, so of course you know they're going to make you do it, Banjo.
Well, actually, I don't think Banjo does it, actually. There's this giant drill machine. And this was made in 2000. This was made before Conker's Bad Fur Day, I believe. I think so. Oh, no, I think that was 99. I don't know. Rare released a ton of games during the late 90s.
I think like Conker was in development at the same time the first Banjo.
I think Conker came out in 90... I think it actually did come out in 99. But, or 2001, I don't remember. One of those 2 years.
I'm not sure.
So, these... That is, Gruntilda's sister. The second one's coming. And then they still do the little mumble, blah, blah, blah. And don't worry, there's plenty of sexual innuendo in this game, like all Rareware games. So that's Blobelda and Minghella. Minghella's the thin one.
That's funny.
It kind of is.
It stopped now.
I like the level design better in this game. It's just an overall better game. Now I will say this: Tootie's not in this game for some reason.
Oh yeah.
First, you see a lot of pictures of her all over the place, but she's never in the game.
Where's Tooie?
There is no Tootie, you smug asshole. So now Mumbo's going out to check, and of course Kazooie's being a little bitch, but everyone likes Kazooie. Like, she's... Whenever people say, like, what are good female characters, they always overlook Kazooie, but she is one of the smartest, the funniest character in the game, in my opinion, because she's such a dirty, smart-ass bitch. Everyone loves her. And people draw, like, anthropomorphic versions of her, like, human versions of her, and
that's
just, like, okay, that's a little bit weird, and they like, ship her with Banjo for some reason.
They're roommates. They're not really a couple, I don't think.
So now what they're going to do is they're going to destroy the rock that is covering Gruntilda. And this happens 2 years after. 2 years! So she's been under that rock for 2 years.
Their time showing up.
Well, I don't know. You need to get a longer dress, girl. I mean, come on. I like the cat. Cat's just like... Ugh. So... she is skeletal. Because she's been under that rock for 2 years.
She's rhyming.
Well, it doesn't last, sadly. It's like the writers weren't stopped, didn't want to bother writing rhymes. People really like Gruntilda because she's just... I think that's one of the good parts about the first Banjo-Kazooie is because she rhymes and torments you throughout the entire layer, and she just trolls you the whole way, and by the end of the game, you're just like, I just want to take you out. Yeah. She's one of those love-to-hate kind of characters. Throughout the entire game, you're grown to just be annoyed by her.
Every time you hear it, it's, just shut up, lady.
So Mumbo is spying, but he got found out. Oh, way to go there, Sam Fisher. Solid skull, solid snake Mumbo. And as we all probably know, Grant Kirkhope did make the music for this game. And it's still fucking amazing, as we all know. This happened after Donkey Kong 64 was the one that came out in 99, so Conker came out in 2001.
Okay.
This came out in 2000, and this is just the platformers. I mean, they also put out... I think Grant Kirkhope was also working on the music for Perfect Dark. And GoldenEye came out in 98, so
Did Rare do Diddy Kong Racing?
Yes.
Okay.
Rare was cranking out all these games every year, and they were all good. That's what's so great. So she's going to blow up this house.
That would be unfortunate. We're inside it.
Yeah. He's like, you gotta get out. Get out, we gotta get out of here.
I'm not falling for that trick again.
It's your funeral, Bottles.
Oh, is Bottles dead?
Maybe. She's just gonna... I do think that Gruntilda was a better character in the first game, just because of the rhymes, and you kind of hear her talk a little bit more. In this one, she's more of a villain. Just your typical villain.
Troops will leave.
So they're just typical minions.
So she talks like Yoda? The fat one?
Well, the fat and the thin one kind of do that, I guess. No one likes you, Klungo. In Nuts and Bolts, he became a game developer. Did you get that far in Nuts and Bolts? I actually beat Nuts and Bolts.
I did not.
I really didn't do much in the last few levels, but I beat Nuts and Bolts.
I meant to. I just decided to play other
So that
things.
house got blown the fuck up.
That's unfortunate.
At least everyone got out safely. Yep. Totally. No one important got hurt. Note that this happens within, like, the first 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah. Is he dead? Like, what's wrong with that? He's, like, burnt.
Yeah. Just boom.
Yep, he's dead.
He's dead. He dies within the first, like, 10 or 15 minutes of the game. It gets worse.
He wasn't the favorite character in Banjo-Kazooie anymore.
I like that sort of self-referential rare humor. I think that's funny. They do a lot of sort of that British humor. Conker definitely does it. Conker had voice acting, which was kind of better in my opinion. But I don't want them to add voice acting to Banjo-Kazooie. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I like this thing.
This is a part of it. Heck, some more witch.
Did they redo the icons? Because Mumbo's looks a lot higher res.
Yes. I mean, the icons are different from the original Banjo-Kazooie, and the 360 port kind of cleans them up even more.
Okay.
So now you're playing.
Okay.
So you can.
Can I talk to Bottles?
He'll just say stuff. So.
Look, I can still see my old dirt piles. Press B.
Yeah, so if because you've never played on the 3, you can't do anything with that yet. So if you need to associate with the 360 controls, which are different.
How do I...
Talon Trot? Well, you can just talk to the molehiles real quick. Yeah, that's Talon Trot, which is hold down left trigger and right trigger. And all of your original moves are still there.
Okay.
Which is great, because then it's not like Metroid.
Yeah, you forget everything.
Every single move that you learned in the original Banjo-Kazooie you can still do here. You can shoot eggs, which, so what you would do with the eggs is the same kind of deal with the N64. Hold down crouch, Y button shoot forward, A button shoot back. You can still do the little flip-flap, you can do a jump. And you control the camera as normal. The only thing you might want to check out is, like, the... Wonder Wing, like the golden one. You don't have any eggs yet, so you can still do all those. And there are a ton more moves in this game, like a lot. And that's not even counting the ones where you split them up. You split Banjo and Kazooie up into different ones. So just get yourself associated with them. Now, do your running attack.
My running attack?
See, it's a little bit different.
It is different.
It's a lot faster.
Goes a lot farther.
Oh, yeah. Go back. You kind of missed something. There's something a little bit important that you might want to check out. You can also do the flying move. He's important later, so just kind of collect some stuff. There is a go over there. There's a little pad up there. Not there. So you do the same thing. Can you know how to backflip and stuff, same as before? No, it's jump and... I just wanted to... Yeah, there you go. So you want to go into Gruntilda's lair. Because that's Cheeto from the first game.
It is Cheeto.
He's a lot more important in this game.
Really?
It's not just finding him to get a few cheats now. The Cheeto pages that you are sort of a new item, and what'll happen is you can get cheats, and you can get all kinds of cheats. Like, there's a lot of them, and there are some cheats that are absurdly hard to find outside of just using the cheats. So you can see Gruntilda's image.
Funny.
That's kind of goofy. And if you go to the top of Spiral Mountain, now this is the Spiral Mountain theme.
It sounds a little different.
Yeah, it's a little somber.
I can't.
Oh, you can go. You're gonna have to go around.
Oh yeah.
One of the earliest moves that you get is grabbing on ledges, which helps a lot.
There's a lot of times in Banjo-Kazooie 1 where I wish I could do that.
Yeah, so it definitely helps. So you can get the flight pad, which, and there are a few things that you can get in Spiral Mountain later that you can't get just yet. It's just a few things. So if you go into Gruntilda's lair, and if you grab onto the bridge, it's like a ladder, so... Now, you really can't do anything in Gruntilda's lair aside from talk to Cheeto. There's nothing else in here.
They didn't put nothing in there? I'm Cheeto, the magical spellbook.
So the situation that happened is Grunty ripped out all the pages because she was all upset that he helped you in the last game.
But she was dead, like, immediately after I fought her.
Well, he, like, ripped out the pages after, like, he helped you, before...
Oh, before...
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Don't try to make logic out of this. So every 5 pages, I think it's every 5 pages, you can get a new cheat. So you already have one, which is a good start, and they're all over the place. They're in the levels, they're in the hub world, some you can get through minigames. It's there's a lot going on in this game. So there's just some feathers in there, you get some, and they circulate. So
I
there's
saw that.
And you get a ton of them. They're not nearly as hard to find as they were. So try out the Wonder Wing. I think it's a crouch and X button. No, crouch and okay. Try crouch and up on the right stick. Left or right on the right stick. There you go. To be honest, the Wonder Wing, none of those moves are really that important anymore, because a lot of the new moves kind of make your old ones obsolete, aside from, like, flying and...
I like that they're still there, though.
Yeah.
It is much appreciated.
So you can probably go into... Oh, and one more thing. There are no lives in this game. This is after Donkey Kong, so they kind of like, you know what? Lives are obsolete.
Stupid.
So you can go into the tunnel where the thing came out of.
Whoops.
And you do get to upgrade your health again, but you do it in a sort of a different way now. Empty honeycombs are still a way to get more health.
Okay.
So there's a lot new, a lot old. I think that as far as controls and the moves...
Feels the same.
It's exactly the same.
Well, I mean, as the same for me. I played on N64 last. So.
Yeah. And we're playing the 360 port because this frame rate is so much better than it was on the N64. The frame rate on the because these levels are big. They are so much bigger than Kazooie that you need warp pads. So what we have is what is essentially the first boss.
Already.
Spoiler alert, he's not hard at all. Like, not even close.
Minion with a mission.
So he's all upset and, like, attack Gruntilda and stuff. And you can speed it up by holding down the A button. Speed up.
Oh, well, there we go.
Last we can speak properly. Your game ends here. I just love that. Like, yeah. Really? So what he does is he drinks a potion and it gives him some sort of power.
You're not supposed to.
This makes him certain, so you can attack him. Just run into him. Just roll into him. Now he throws stuff at you behind a shield. You can't attack him there, but just run around him. He can't get you. Not this early in the game, at least. You fight him a few times. Just attack him again.
I want honeycombs.
Okay.
What the heck?
Don't you hate that when you're just barely out of range? Just wait for it. Congratulations, you beat the first boss.
Victory! You dropped honeycombs.
Yeah. You asked for it.
At least Banjo's nice.
Yeah, Banjo's always nice.
He's a weird one.
Yeah, so you can get you want to go out the other way, which is the green door. Green over there. And you can talon trot if you feel.
I forgot.
Just make sure you jump, because I bet the viewers are going to get tired of hearing real quick, because they haven't
I do like the jumping anyway, so it works for me.
So, welcome to the first area of the main hub world. Isle of Hags is the main hub world, and this is where all the Jinjos live. So check that out. That is your warp silo, which is a warp for the hub world. And you're going to need those. They're kind of important.
Okay.
So you can go into one of the Jinjo houses. You might get depressed, though.
Oh. But I like the Jinzos.
Not Jinzo. This isn't Yu-Gi-Oh!
They're all gone. See me in my throne room and I'll tell you what happened. Oh.
So that is King Jingling, who's the king of the Jinjos. And that's his house. So you want to go talk to him next. So all the Jinjos got scared away. Except the gray Jinjos. They're all dead, because that's their house. Gray Jinjos, and those are signposts. You can go read them. They can kind of give you a little bit of tips or clues or just a little bit of information. That's really helpful, because a lot of these puzzles are really pretty complex. Much more complex than Banjo-Kazooie.
Really? He has honeycomb thingies for his
pillars. Yeah.
It's funny. King Jingling's throne room. He's fat.
Now, if you'll remember, that little thing he has with him is actually the same creature that was with the guy in the desert level. Little dude with the snake. He had a little thing like that.
I guess they're a popular pet.
I guess.
I don't know what the heck it's supposed to be.
I don't even know. So, he wants to get all the Jinjos back.
We should ask Grant Kirkhope what that is.
What is?
What that little thingy is.
I don't know. He'll make something of it. So, you got your first Jiggy, and you don't need to watch them dance around anytime you get one. Anytime you get it, it just circles around you, and you can keep moving, and it's great. Jiggy Wiggy is important, because he is the master of the Jiggies. Yeah, I can upload this tonight or something. I know Picancho's going to want to watch this. He's a huge Rare fan. Like any good person should be. King Dingaling. Okay. So that's Bottles' house, which is a really awkward place to be. Because
I don't want to go there.
None of his family know he's dead throughout the entire game.
By the way, your dad's dead.
They never know. They think he's just slacking off. And his kids are there. And his house has a lot of sort of references to other games. I'm not sure if you noticed, but his son there had the Ash Ketchum hat.
I noticed that.
And there are also references to other Rare games like Donkey Kong and Jet Force Gemini. So this is the place where they are collaborating. We should do another episode tonight. I think you're gonna, because we're kind of just doing introduction. We have time for one more.
Okay.
Got a lot done today. God, I love this game. I'm sorry, I just gush all over this game.
That looks like a big laser.
Well, it's in the movie. Okay, you have B.O.B., which is already kind of dirty. Like, blow up something. I don't know, something sexual. Because there's a series on YouTube where they list every single suggestive reference in all of the Banjo-Kazooie games. It's pretty funny, because there's a lot of them. You can either blow or suck. I like how the buttons say blow or suck on it. And there's the cauldron from the first game.
Draws the life force from the world.
Yeah, so that they're going to use that to suck life force and bring Grunty back to life, even though she seems perfectly competent right now.
Mm-hmm.
And evil and heartless. Yeah. So they just said that her rhymes are annoying, so that's why she doesn't rhyme. She's just like, fine. Oh, burn. cat looks like Evil the Cat.
It does.
From Earthworm Jim. Jingling. So they're going to target Jingling because he was helping you. The later levels, I mean, a lot of the later levels are... There's this one level that everyone hates. It's Grunty Industries, where it's kind of a factory. People hate that level because it's so big and so confusing, but I really like that level. It's... but that's why I'm here. I'll help you in case you get lost.
I'm sure I will.
Some of the later levels are really,
I'm directionally challenged.
Some of the later levels are really, really clever, and there's so much going on. There's a boss every level. There's a Mumbo and transformations are involved in every level. This is just a more substantial package to me. So they're stealing all the life force from him. But, you know, Banjo was just there.
Yeah.
Which was kind of unlucky. But if that happened to Banjo, then the whole game would be over.
The whole game is over. The witches have won.
And as you can tell from all the Jinjo houses, there are a lot more Jinjos. So now he's a zombie.
That's funny.
His pet's blown up. So it got just some life force there, lady. One of my favorite... I have a bunch of... I found some fan art of people who, like, draw the game over version of Gruntilda.
Oh, really?
Like, they do... like,
from the
all...
first game?
Yeah, and it's like,
Wow.
okay. I'm like, okay. Some of these are funny, though. So, go back... First, go back into his house. Go back there. Because you can see him being a zombie.
You think Banjo would have noticed that?
Now the interesting, there is kind of a little bit of an Easter egg in here, I guess, but you can't do anything, and he will attack you, so you can attack him. An interesting thing about this is that if you wander around for a while, he starts talking, and the things that he talks about. Here, Terry's wife left him. He actually talks about certain bosses in the game. Like, Terry is a boss in the dinosaur-themed level, and eventually he talks about things like different bosses from them. And I think that's kind of cool. I like those games that kind of give you a little bit of a teaser of what you're going to see later.
Yeah.
Now, there is a... So, you can leave. There really isn't anything else to do here. Yeah.
Be quick on the planes.
Well, that's not even... that's kind of a boss, but Stompanodon is a interesting part of the dinosaur level. I just love the amount of diversity in this. There are a ton of mini games in this game. It's just huge. So you can go into Bottles' house and see if his family, who just do not know that he's dead. So you can talk to his wife.
He's just up there behind...
Tell her about Ghosty Boy. Kazooie! Well, it's so awkward.
Why don't
you're
they,
like, so you can go over there.
Say anything?
Is this the right way? Yeah, there's minions in there for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, there's like just little monsters in your bedroom.
I know some people that are monsters in the bedroom. Me being one of them. You knew that was coming.
There's nothing else to do in this room, but there are other areas that you can go to. So, not that way. You came in that way. You think you want to go to the right? No, you're going. No, go back. Sorry. So this is his youngest son. So that's a scene from Jet Force Gemini, and you can clearly see that that's his Donkey Kong doll. His kids are named after the nicknames that Kazooie would call Bottles in Banjo-Kazooie. Like Goggles cute. And Specky. So what we have here is he's giving you an item which lets you, when you're in first person, you can zoom in and out. which is a little bit convenient.
I don't know if I would use that, really.
Well, the situation is that one of the first things you get in the first level is the ability to shoot eggs while in first person. Like, from a standstill. From a standstill, you can view and shoot eggs, and that's a big part of the game, in fact. So, now you want to go back to the other way down the hallway, so just go straight. And you will talk to his other son.
The Pokemon trainer.
Yeah, the Pokemon trainer. Playing in the kickball. Yeah, I bet.
Think that's gonna
I think
happen.
he's gonna have to cancel on the part of being dead. Why would we need substitutes? Oh. Was or is.
It's my secret way out of the village. Convenient.
Dang-a-lang, whatever. Okay, so that'll take you into the first part of the main hub world. I mean, Jinjo Village is kind of its own thing, so you want to go through that area, obviously.
Hey, look, there's another Jet Force Gemini poster.
Yeah. I never played that game, but I hear it's super, super good.
I played it.
Alright, this is a good place to stop, because now you are in the Wooded Hollow.
Hags.
And we will be back for one more episode and continue his virgin journey through Banjo-Tooie. We'll be right back.